All right, guys, let's continue with the next part. So, in my last class, we have discussed about one great facility provided by AWS Cloud, that is the CloudFront, right? So, conceptual guys, perspective, I have already explain you what exactly the meaning of CloudFront, okay, and what kind of use case CloudFront has solved for us. So, but let me guess, in a 5 minute, let me give you the higher level summary, right? So I can start in this way again one more time in the different angle. I just try to explain you what exactly the the what exactly the meaning of CloudFront and what kind of problem this guy has solved for us, right? If you talk about, if you just go and search for AWS global infrastructure with the edge locations, okay, so maybe you can get some kind of this kind of diagram over here. Okay, somewhere you might find some diagram. Yeah, maybe this one. But let's start with this diagram here. Okay, so if you talk about the global internet, or I can say the global IT or network infrastructure, guys. So the big challenge we normally face is something like this, right? Right, the entire world has connected with multiple small networks, okay, and these network is provided by different telecoms company or internet provider company, right? For example, if you talk about India, maybe in India we have some particular telecom or particular network provider company or internet provider company. They have their own personal network, maybe fiber optic cable, or maybe might have satellite, or might have some local LAN or man and something like this, right? So they have their own personal network. Okay, for example, there might be one ISP in India, let's say maybe Geo or maybe Reliance, right? So one company. Let's talk about US. They have different network company or telecom company, or maybe I can say internet service provider who provide the internet connectivity to us, right, or to our client, to their client, means we are the client of these guys. So maybe let's say they have AT&T. Okay, so likewise, guys, in every country they have their own personal private or their respective company over there who are providing, especially not I can say telecom, but especially they are providing a internet connectivity. When I say internet connectivity, it means they say we have our own LAN, we have our own network, right, and all of our companies, right, has been connected to other companies in the world, to other countries companies in the world. So technically, if you have one network that's connected to other network, that is the reason, guys, we say this is called internet. So they say we have an internet, it means network of network that connect to the approximate to entire world, right? And this become a complete internet body. And this might be reason they say we are the ISP internet service provider. Now challenge, guys, over here is because now the entire internet is built by the support and by the help of different small companies or different big companies maybe, right? But not one single body is a one who is governing this entire internet. Okay, maybe you guys might also launch your own personal company. You have your own network established in some particular district or the particular city or the country, and you can also connect with these guys, and you will also a part of internet, and you are providing the internet service to your customers. So you can also say I'm also the ISP or internet service provider. Okay, but technically why I'm explaining this part, maybe you guys might know this point here, but why I'm explaining you here is it means because there is no one single as such single company or single governing body as such normally governing these companies. Okay, so I can say there might be some kind of security risk. Okay, we can't rely so much on the internet. Okay, why I'm saying this, we can't rely so much in the terms of security, because maybe I am the customer of my internet service provider, let's say Reliance. Okay, let's say my name is Vimal. I'm the customer of this guy. Okay, and one of my customer who is maybe located somewhere in US or Canada. Okay, and they are using their internet service provider. So technically, if I do connect with these guys or these customers, right, using the internet, obviously, because we have one choice for internet, right? So if you if you connect via the internet, so I have to go via my company, my ISP alliance, right? And these company will have some connectivity with this company, and don't directly, right? Maybe they have multiple different company or multiple different countries come in between, right? We have to go via multiple different ISP providers or internet service provider. Okay, because my it means my packet is going from my ISP to other ISP, but we have multiple different uh, internet service provider in between. So they might be possibility we can't rely so much on these guys. Maybe technically they are reliable, but I can't might not be we can rely on this guy because finally packet will go via some kind of device or via some kind of router, I can say. And this router is managed by some human being, some admin. So there might be possibility they guys can do some kind of cloning of my packets. Might be, even though they are so much secure environment, but there might be possibility because if you anybody who have worked on router or switches, we have a concept of cloning of the packet. Right, so any packet just goes via some router, we can clone it. Maybe we can, you guys can say normally packet go via encrypted, but not almost every packet go on the internet is highly encrypted, right? So there might be possibility that whatever transaction you are doing or whatever packets you're sending, somebody might be listening your packet. Okay, or maybe your packet is encrypted, but at least they can see between you and other guys we are doing some kind of communications. So lots of things is there, guys. So this topic is not at all about the security, but I'm talking about uh, only one thing: internet is not the secure place. Right, the one challenge in the internet, a second challenge in the internet is, right, is they are not reliable in the terms of network speed. Okay, network speed, because you guys are not directly connected to your customer from your ISP. So your ISP might say they are giving you 100 Mbps speed. This ISP, the last one, also say they are giving you 100 Mbps speed. But both these ISPs, between you and my customer, between end to end, between me and between these guys to whom I have done connectivity or what I want to do connectivity. Okay, both the company is providing a great internet speed of 100 Mbps or maybe 1 gigabit speed, but because we guys are dependent on other companies between us, because we don't have a direct wire, right? We have to use some their wire network or their fiber optic cable. So something like this depend which kind of in network connections they have established and we have established here. So maybe in between company they might also giving 100 Mbps speed, but they might goes down. They might be possibly, right? They might goes down, they might have a lot of load suddenly come up, right? So all network might go slow. So because in the intermediate ISP or intermediate company has got some kind of challenge in the terms of bandwidth or the connectivity, so the end-to-end ISP goes slow down, so overall it will impact the customer speed. So I can say, I can say, if you do and do any kind of connections with the help of internet, okay, nobody can give you the guarantee of the network speed. Okay, nobody can claim you that they can give you 100% Mbps. Maybe your local ISP can give you 100 Mbps speed, but they are dependent on other ISPs because they are not connected to entire world, right? They don't have a footprint or existence in the entire world, right? They have to depend on other companies or and other ISPs. If they goes down, so that particular area network connectivity overall will be down finally if you talk about end to end. Okay, so so technically my final say here is, right, if you talk about the internet, right, first of all they are not at all secure, and the second thing, they are not at all reliable if you talk about the network speed. Or there might be some more drawback of the internet. The only good thing about the internet is that this is internet. That is the only thing we like about the internet, because it is internet, network of networks. Okay, so everything is established, right? We have a entire globe, entire earth is connected with the help of different companies or different ISP. That is the only great thing about the internet. Otherwise there's a lot of drawback of the internet. Okay. Now why I'm discussing over here is, right, because lots of companies, because right now we are into the AWS cloud. So Amazon say Amazon say we have our own global infrastructure. Okay. So if you want to use our infrastructure, okay, you don't have to depend upon other companies or other ISPs. So so guys, if you remember guys, my last class, I have to find the diagram. Okay, maybe let me very quickly find, if I find by chance, edge, location, fiber, I don't know, fiber optics lines. So in the last class, I have shown you one diagram of uh, the network has been established by the Amazon infrastructure, right? If I can find you, I will show you very quickly. Okay, this might be, I don't know, last class I have opened for you already. I have to find out. Okay, somewhere. I don't have to find the link again. But what I'm talking about finally here, Amazon say we have already created one network infrastructure. Okay, and that infrastructure is not coming from the internet. We have our own personal private network. And guys, normally when I say private, it look like a LAN. LAN means your home network or your office network. So I'm not talking about the home network or the office network. I'm talking about, they say we have our own global right network private infrastructure or private network infrastructure. Means almost all the big countries or almost all the big continent, and we have connected to our own wires or to our own the ultimate highly speed and network connectivity. Maybe between these two countries we have oceans, so we have our fiber optic cables going behind or inside the ocean. Or maybe it goes over the land, or it goes between two countries. Okay, so we have are finally a network infrastructure that they have and we have established. Either we have established or we outsource, that's a different point, but we have our own dedicated our own personal or own private network infrastructure. Okay, and because this is our own, I can say private. Okay, as soon as the private one come up, the private always give a feel of isolation. And when the end of the isolation word come up, it means it is the one of the best way to secure ourselves. Okay, guys, idea is simple, guys. If you say we have the best powerful operation in the world and all the best possibility security we have updated here. But if you expose your laptop or your computer to the internet, there might be some kind of bug come up or vulnerability come up. So they might, somebody in the future might hack you. Might be possibility, guys. Okay, so nobody can claim they have the best network software, network device available. Maybe firewalls or XYZ, whatever guys you know about the security. But if you say you are isolated, it means though nobody from the outside world has a connectivity. So it look like the one of the most secure environment, I can say. So AWS say we have our own private network. It's not like LAN, local area network. Means it is not like in my own company or my data center. We have created a private globally network or global network, but it's isolated because I say private, because isolated is secure. Okay, so any company who think their data is so secure, right, from the India, you understand you have some data to some of the customer in US, and you are maybe some financial company or financial organization or bank or something like this, and you have very much important data you want to transfer. So now you have two choice. Either you can transfer the data with the help of internet, or you can use our own global private network. Okay, because this is isolated, so it will give you a high end security. And second thing is, right, if your security is not concerned or important point for you, but you need a speed, or I can say if you need a low delay or low latency. Latency means delay. Okay, So if you want to decrease the latency, means you can increase the speed, or decrease the delay, right? So we have our own isolated network infrastructure. It's gone by us. There's no other company is the one who operating us, right? We have our best router devices, five optic best engineer are working behind the scene, right? So we can give you the guarantee, we can give you the assurance, right? That this network infrastructure as such will never go down. And we know how to manage the bandwidth, so you always get a great speed as we have committed. So example, if you go to internet, guys, they might committed you 100 mbps speed, but it vary, right? If you guys try to download something software, or you can use some speedometer here to test. So right now, guys, I'm using internet here. And guys, you guys also using internet connectivity. So if I use any of the testometer, every time you test, you always get a different speed, and the speed is always fluctuate. Okay, because it's not dedicated, it's not a uh, owned by some private company, because it's internet, right? Maybe my provider is my ISP. In my case, right now, it's BSNL, is one of the company in India. but but it's not reliable, because BSNL is not one who govern the entire internet. Okay, so they can't do, they might be giving the best services, but they can't help you. Okay, but AWS say I am a public cloud, and I have created one global private infrastructure, completely governed by us, right? So we can give you assurance of a low latency. So if you want to use want to transaction or want to transfer any data from the India to the US, or maybe Europe, wherever we have the existence, right? So when to transfer the data, okay, there you can use our high speed network connection, or ultra high speed network connection, or our low latency network connections. So the two major things you can achieve here, one is the speed, and one is a low latency. So guys, why I'm explaining this point here, right? Because lots of services in the AWS are highly internally working on the top of AWS global infrastructure. Okay, and they say we have multiple different I can say small data center across the world. They are connected with this high speed network connection. And those small data center, guys, are known as edge locations. Okay, so between two edge locations, right? Between two edge location, right? We have this ultra high speed network connections, or low latency network connections we have. Okay, so between these two data center, or technically here is known as edge locations, right? If you want to transfer data, we are not using any kind of internet speed or any kind of internet connectivity. Okay, we have our own personal network. We are using those network to sending your packets or sending your network. So it will give you security, it will give you a low latency. Okay, so technically what I'm talking about, it means lots of AWS services behind the scene use AWS edge locations. Or anything you do between the edge location, guys. Okay, if you have any data from this edge location, and if you want to transfer this data to this edge location, right? Behind the scene, they will use their own private network, private global network. So guys, again, I'm not using internet here. It look like, because there are two different countries, two different countries. Maybe this might be South America, this may be Africa, or this kind of region over here, or continent here. Okay, but so what I'm talking about here is um, between two countries, if you do send some network packet, it look like we are using internet, but here this is not the internet, right? This we are utilizing the AWS personal network or private network. Okay, this is one thing, right? So anything that they say, if you want to transfer from one edge location to other edge location, we are using our own global infrastructure. Okay, and not between the edge location. If there might be possibility over here you might have you might have one AG. And I told you my last class, guys, AG is a different thing, or edge location is a different thing. So they say we have our own personal region, or our own personal availability zone here, and this is the one of the main data center of the AWS where all the service located. So between the edge and between the edge location, if you want to transfer any data, again we are using our own global high speed, ultra high speed network connection. Okay, so it means any services in the AWS where you would like to transfer a data like this. If I flow the diagram here, from here to here and to this location. So somewhere here, if you want to transfer the data, Amazon are using their high security and low latency network speed over here. Okay, so it will give you security, it will give you the highest speed. Okay, so why I'm explaining this point over here is because lots of AWS services are behind the scene giving us a capability, and we are the user of the AWS, or I can say we are the client or the tenant of the AWS. So AWS say, if you want to use my global infrastructure or global network infrastructure, right, then you have to use those services. So one of the example of those services is the CloudFront. So guys, if you use a CloudFront behind the scene use the AWS global network connections. That's what guys I'm trying to explain here is, and because they are using the global network infrastructure, right? Finally, what you will achieve, your security and the low speed. Okay, so let's guys come back to our same example over here. So in my last class, I have explained you this concept. Okay, so one minute. So if I take this diagram again. So in the last class, what I explained you, I have hosted one, I have hosted one a website, okay, in the AWS Mumbai data center. So in the Mumbai guys, I have hosted one website, okay, and this website because I hosted inside the AZ. AZ means everybody's own, right, data center, and inside the Mumbai data center of the AWS. Okay, and because I host a website with the help of EC2 services. Okay, so guys, this instance I think is keep on running. I haven't sat down yet because I want to show you this demo first before I sat down. I think my instance is still running for my last class. So let me again log in. Okay, so one minute, guys, please. Okay, so in my last class, I hosted one website here, and if you remember, guys, in this website, I have explained you one concept because this instance is installed on the top of the root disk, and because root disk is not permanent, after the OS terminate the root disk, entire data of the root disk will terminate it. So what I did, I go to ABS and create one hard disk, and that hard disk I mounted in one of the folder of EC2 where I mounted in a folder called where WSTML. And why I'm mounted here, because for me for my website is hosted here, because my oral requirement was, right, I want to host the website, and because the website is hosted with the Apache web server, and Apache web server guys read the content from this folder. So what I did, I create one extra hard disk of EBS volume, that is a permanent or the persistent storage, and this persistent storage I mounted here. And after I mount, I copied my code here. So by chance, if due to any reason this root disk fail, my code won't terminate, it won't corrupt. Okay, this is what guys we have done in my last class. One more thing I did also in my last class, guys. Some of the data is fixed. They are the static content, like images and videos. So I remove from my this EBS volume and I store into my S3 storage. Okay, and I update in my code that these are the images, and if you want to pick those images, just go to S3 and pick the one of the URL from the S3. So guys, this diagram and this kind of setup we have done already in very detail in my last class. Okay, but finally, finally, if I again very quickly clean this diagram. Okay, finally, what we have here. Okay, so in my AWS Mumbai Mumbai data center, okay, in the EC2 instance, we have a website and with the code. Plus, same thing in the Mumbai, in S3 storage in the Mumbai, we have our some static content objects, or I can say images. And this image is located in the Mumbai. So I can say my actual image stored into the S3 in the Mumbai data center. So I can say this S3 would be the origin of my images or videos, some PDF, something like this. Okay, but finally, guys, the requirement is, guys, uh, because this website, who whatever we have created here with Apache web server, are going to use these images, but my customer of this website might be coming from different countries or different continents. So let's say they might coming from US over here. So if they come, if they want to see your website, they have to come to Mumbai. Then from the Mumbai S3, you have to pick the image, and via the network, we have to send there. Okay, and guys, obviously it's a long distance, so it will come with some delay or the latency. Okay, so guys, this part I already explained you. So according to my customer who is located in the US, right, the origin of the image is the Mumbai. But if you want to give the facility of a good user experience, of good user experience means as soon as they click the website, right, this image will be loaded. It will be very quick. They don't have to come to Mumbai again, because obviously if they come to for every time they have to open this image or the video, if they have to keep on coming to Mumbai again and again, they will always see a delay. Website becomes slow load, and none of the users in today's world gonna like the slow websites. So what facility we can do for our customer, right, in the US. And guys, understand one thing: these are not the customer AWS; these are the customer of my company, my website. So let's say my company name is Linuxware. So Linuxware has hosted one website in the Mumbai, and one of the customer of my company is in the US. So what can I do, right? I can establish something. So I can go to AWS and say, AWS, can you provide some facility so that the origin would be Mumbai, but for my customer, there will be very much less delay, or I can say very much low latency. So they can say, right, because these images or videos are static as such, they never gonna change, right? So what can you do, right? You can use some of my services. Okay, what this service will do, right? For service will create a copy of this image in one of the nearest data center of these customers. So they automatically figure out, right, where the customer located. Okay, and automatic whatever the nearest edge location we have or the local data center we have, we create a local copy of it. And I told you guys in my last class, this local copy is called cache. We create a cache of your object. Okay, and because this copy, they will get a local copy here. So if this customer want to see your website, in the website any of the image or videos come up, they don't have to come to Mumbai. They will get a copy from the local caches, or they will get a copy from the nearest data center of that particular customer, of the answer of that particular company. Okay, something like this. So if you want to have this facility, that you want some of the content of a website, that you have to think, guys, because you know, okay, Amazon doesn't know which content is static for you. Okay, you have to think about. So you have to think about these images as such never change. Maybe in a day or 2 day it might change. This video is always fixed, or this PDF is always fixed. So you have to figure out which part of your code normally change. So whatever, so normally don't change is I can say the word called static. So you have to figure out and ask your sorry guys, ask your developer. Okay, ask the developer who create this website as a code, and say all the content that is fixed. So now we are not going to give the URL of the S3. Now if you quickly open, guys, my last code, you can I can properly explain you here, right? So in my last example, guys, what I did here, let me open first. So this website I hosted, guys. So if I go and check the content of this website, one minute please, let me connect directly from here. So what I did, guys, let's say one of my developer has created this code. Let me log in with a root account. Okay, I'll go to this folder. Okay, and if you open this, guys, this particular code here, okay, what you'll find here, all right, if you guys remember, this is the code I have created in the front of you only. Okay, initially I have given in this code the source of my image, because this is a pure HTML code. But here I given the source of my image is from local file system, that's called EBS. But EBS is not good for, guys, I told you very high level in my last class. It's not good to store some static content. So what I did, guys, this image I uploaded in S3. Okay, and what are the URL provided by S3 I copied here. And by chance, guys, this S3 is located in the AP South one, that's in Mumbai. So technically, this particular image is actually located internally in the Mumbai, Mumbai data center. Okay, but any, it means anybody, any customer from across the world who come to this website. So guys, this is the public IP, right? You guys know, we tested already. So this is the public IP. If I give this IP to you, and if you write here this thing, then LW.html, right, you can see this page. And this image come up. Right now I'm in India, so Mumbai is near to me, so it will come very quickly. But if anybody accessing this guy or this website from some other country, it will come, it will open definitely for sure, but it will little bit slower, maybe. Maybe some millisecond delay come up. But I think in this way, okay, in one website there's not only single image, there might be hundreds of images in one website. Like, let's say this might be e-commerce site. Okay, so I would like to improve my user experience of the customer. I don't want any kind of delay in any of the form. So what can I do? Okay, i'll tell my developer I'll tell my developer and say, don't use this URL. Don't use this URL, because this URL is pointed to, or this URL is the URL from Mumbai. I am going to give you new URL. Okay, now the challenge come up here is which URL you can give. Okay, initially I have given the, guys, remember in my last class, I have given the URL of my local file system coming from EBS. Then I changed to S3. Okay, but the challenge here is which URL we have to give. Okay, because my client would be from anywhere. They might come from, maybe from Russia, they might come from Japan, they might come from Australia, might come from some Africa, or maybe some other countries. So it's not like this, guys, because your customer coming from 100 different countries, so you create 100 different URL. So I want one single URL for one image or one video or one PDF. Okay, only one single URL, but this URL should have a capability of intelligence. Okay, so this URL will work like intelligence, means, okay, whatever the URL I put here, my code is fixed, guys, the output is also fixed. There's nothing is gonna change, right, in the terms of output. Okay, only thing is I would like to change this particular URL. Okay, and the URL should have some kind of intelligence, means this URL automatic figure out and say your customer is come from Russia or from Australia, from Singapore, or maybe from US, right? And wherever they come from, where they come from, one single URL automatic figure out. Okay, and say, hey, now this time your customer is coming from, let's say, from Australia here. Okay, so we don't have to come to Mumbai, they automatic locate the nearest edge location or the nearest data center. Okay, and this nearest data center, they will say and say, this customer say, according to me, this image that I'm looking for is located here. Technically they don't have, but they say, according to me, this URL say, this URL, whatever the URL I'm going to write here, this URL say that this image what I'm looking for into to show in my website is located in your edge location. But these edge locations say, edge location, what they do behind the scene. They whenever this request come, and even though they request come first time, okay, so this because by looking at this URL, the edge location is actually part of the Amazon, so they have a complete internal visibility. So internally they have their own fiber optic cable. They go to Mumbai, they go to S30, pick the image and send to this guy. And before they send to this guy, they create one copy. Okay, and now understand guys, here the interesting thing here is, right, first time this customer of Linux World, they open this website, technically they are connecting to the local data center. So for this, for these guys, they don't have to come to Mumbai first step. So for them there will be no delay, they are connected to the local data center. But because the local data center, they don't have the image, because they're the first time they are sending this request. Okay, so they use the internal fiber optic cable of AWS. Because they are using the internal fiber optic cable. So between this connectivity, if I can draw in the green color, this connectivity, we can get a high speed network connection plus the security. So we pick the image very quickly, and after pick the very quickly, we will give this reply to this guy. And plus also create a copy. Why we create the copy? In my last guy, I already explained you. We create a copy because next time the same client come up, or any other client in this, because obviously your company is a global company, right? So hundreds of thousand client maybe come from this location. So any other next client come up, they don't have to again and again go to Mumbai. Now this local edge location will provide this copy to you. Copy to you. Okay. But understand one thing, guys, over here, that is very important to understand here is, right, um, if you open, guys, this website right now, guys, anybody who is opening this website, so this is the open link or this is the public URL. I don't know, guys, whichever the country you guys are located right now. If you open this URL right now, you are accessing the entire, you are opening this website or this image via internet. Okay, you would be anywhere in the world, you are heading to AWS S3, or you're heading to AWS EC2 web services here, that because I can configure my own web server in EC2 via internet. And I told you guys, internet is slow. And second thing, I can say not slow, it's not reliable. Anytime they can up and down. Or I can say it's not at all secure. Okay, but if I change this URL here and make this URL a little bit more intelligence, okay, and I tell my URL, now anybody who access this URL by this page, by opening this website over here, okay, what can you do? Okay, what you we have to do? Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute please. Okay, we don't have to use the entire internet connectivity. Right, you have to do only use internet connectivity to the nearest data center. Okay. What I mean by this here, if you are in the Australia, so if your client is located here of the Linux world, they have to connect the local data center of the Amazon. So between this, here you have to use internet. Right? Because obviously, guys, you don't have a direct connectivity to Amazon edge location. So from your home to the local data center at AWS, you have to use your internet connectivity. But from here till the Mumbai, where the image is located, right, the complete data will transfer with the help of Amazon own private high speed network and secure network connection. Okay, and because you are going out of your country, so you don't have your own anything, so they give you speed plus security and as extra thing also. Okay, so guys, high level I already explained you in my last class. Again, I just want to brief you, and but a lot of information I also given today. Okay, and the main thing as I just want to emphasize here is, okay, if you use a service called where they help you to create a local copy or local caches. The name of service is called CloudFront. So if you use the Amazon CloudFront service or infrastructure, this infrastructure means a global infrastructure. It means they say, right, any of your client hit to our edge location, okay, and how they hit to edge location. So for this, client shouldn't know where the edge location. We automatic figure out from them because of my some kind of intelligence URL here. But as soon as they hit to the edge location, after this, security and speed would be our concern. They don't have to worry about their internet issues. That's the main thing I just want to tell you. And second important point over here is right. Second important point over here is uh, because they are using the CloudFront. Okay, so CloudFront will give you the internal network connectivity. Second thing, we also help them to create a local copy. And guys, that is the main use of CloudFront. So why we use the CloudFront? Okay, the main use of CloudFront is not to connect two different edge locations. The main use of the CloudFront is to create a local cache. Okay, means they will create a content on their local network or they create content in the local edge location. So CloudFront is a content delivery network. So they say your image is in the Mumbai. Well, whenever my nearest client come first time, I will create a local content here and I will deliver my content from the local data center or the nearest data center. Okay, so this client again didn't have to go via me to the internet or to the Mumbai again and again. So I am the actually CDA network. Okay, but guys, otherwise there are a lot of other service also. Amazon, I will talk some more advanced service in the future. One other service called Global Accelerator, or some more service in the Amazon they have. They are entirely depend upon the Amazon high speed global network connections. So guys, and this is a core concept. Today, my topic would be AWS CloudFront. Okay, but in the future, we are going to learn some more services. They also use edge location as the data center. Plus, they also use the global network connections, right? So, but I know our focus would be a CloudFront. So, in the single term, in the simple line, if I would like to brief what is CloudFront, is a one of the service of AWS. What they give you CDN. And who is backing the CDN? CDN is backed by the edge location. Okay, so whenever this term come up, edge location, it means it means Amazon are using their global high speed network setup, high speed network, private network they are using. Okay, so but a lot of guys think sometime when I say CloudFront, it means edge location is only meant for CloudFront. It's not like this. CloudFront is just a service. They are taking the help of these guys or from these edge from these data centers. But there are other service also who are also using the edge locations. What are those service we will discuss in upcoming classes. And by chance, those who forget what is edge location is the smaller size of data center of the AWS. If I say AG is a bigger data center, right? That where they are running all the service like EC2 and S3 and something like this, right? Edge location is a smaller data center for small things, for limited things. One of the things that Amazon use from the edge location or the edge data center is one of the service called CloudFront. Plus, they have some more services that we will talk and discuss in upcoming classes. Okay, so that's guys. So it is a high level summary. Some more information I have given to you. Okay, so in my upcoming class, whenever I say edge location, in my other services, like one of the topic I will discuss in my upcoming class would be accelerator or global accelerator. So whenever any topic I start, and if I say edge location, so please set in your mind, I'm talking about the Amazon high speed secure private network. They are using and they're connected with this private network. Okay, that's the one point. So let's start, guys. Do the practical because almost all the concept I explained you in my last classes. Okay, so let me start building this right. So what we have to do today, only one requirement we have to do. Okay, one change we have to do. This is my website, and this website is hosted in this server, and this website is coming from this particular page or this particular code. Okay, 1 minute please. So let me open my code. So they are coming from this particular code. Okay. Only thing what we have to do, again, understand one thing, right? Very important thing. We have to normally sometime work with the developers. So this guy, this website or web page is designed by or developed by web developers. But as a cloud engineers or the cloud architect, our responsibility is provide this URL to the web developer. Okay, because whatever URL you provide, because you are the one who put your images or the object either in EBS or either in S3 or either in CloudFront or edge location. Okay, whatever URL you will provide to the developer write this code or URL as a hard code in your code in the web pages. Okay, they never bother about. Okay, but according to our design, according to our understanding of our business, we know our customer come from anywhere in the world, and we have to give a good user experience, high speed. Okay, don't put your data in S3. Okay, what you do, put your data, provide this URL to your customer or to a developer, I can say, because whatever developer write in the code, that URL go to the customer. And whatever URL go to customer, their browser will pick that page. So guys, right now guys, this page is not coming for EC2 services. So if I open the source code of this code, source code of your HTML page, in the source code, this the URL come up, and this source code is come to the client browser. So browser is the one, browser means this Chrome browser is the one who fetch this image. Okay, so whatever URL you have put in your HTML code, okay, that URL go to our client browser, like Chrome here in my case. Or whatever the URL will go to the client Chrome browser or Firefox browser, they will download that image from that URL. But the issue in this URL is S3. So I think you find and understand the requirement. We have to change this URL and give the new URL to my developer, so that when any customer of my company who hit this URL from the browser, they will get a great user experience. So that they will get the image from the local edge location. So technically, we have to give a URL of the nearest edge location. Who helped me to get the URL of the nearest edge location? CloudFront. So we have to go to CloudFront and say, CloudFront, can you help me to provide a URL of the nearest edge location of my customers? And whatever URL you provide me, I will update it. And the interesting thing is, because my customer would be anywhere in the world, or we have hundreds of edge location, maybe 250 around edge location we have. So we don't want 250 different URL. Okay, can you just provide me only one single URL? And that URL is so intelligent, and then the URL automatic figure out, right, they want to access this image from US or from Germany or from from Russia. They automatically connect to their local or nearby or near proximity kind of edge location. One URL, but by looking at the URL, they automatically figure out, okay, which one is the nearest edge location. Okay, so I want this URL to be very intelligent. And guys, from where this intelligence come from, this intelligence come from DNS. So what is DNS? There's one service in the AWS called Route 53. So in upcoming class of DNS of Route 53, I will explain this concept, how DNS help to have to provide this intelligence. But today, what you will see, you will access. I will provide one URL for wherever which country you access this URL. Only one URL, but internally you will connect to your nearby edge location. But finally, everybody will gonna see the same image. Okay, so guys, this kind of architect we have to do. Why I'm explaining this thing? Because as a cloud engineer, configuring the CloudFront is not a big deal. But guys, normally what I've seen, developer is different, CloudFront guys is different. Means I say AWS Cloud is different. So there's no, sometimes very harder to link with the team. So you should know as your business requirement, your company requirement, and you know in a company these are the images that they can be accessed anywhere in the world. So you have to plan it properly, and you have to give one URL to the developer, and developer have to put this URL there. So you should know the what actually developer also need, and you should also know what the business also need. But if you think in the business this image change every second, so there's no meaning of to copy this image to the all the edge location in the world. It will be more slower. Okay. So if you think this image is fixed for 1 day or 2 day or some hours, so then just you can plan your design or architect, and put this content or this image or this image and videos in the by provide this image URL by the URL provided by the CloudFront. What I mean by this, when I go for this demo, you will come to know. Okay. So let's guys, let's start with the practical part. You will very easily link. It's pretty straightforward to do, but I just wanted to invest more time here because uh, I told you setting up the CloudFront is not a big deal. But when to set the CloudFront, when to use the CloudFront, where to use the CloudFront, I just wanted to brief more thing here because sometimes practical is so simple, but planning or designing our company infrastructure is very important. Okay, should we use S3 or should we won't use S3? Should we use EBS or should we use CloudFront or not? So that's what guys I'm trying to touch base here with multiple angles. Okay, so let's do the practical part here. Okay, so I'll go to AWS Cloud. Okay, this is my first page. Okay, and over here I'll search for CloudFront, or you can go to services, and CloudFront is normally located in under the umbrella of networking. So in the networking part, guys can hold for a second please. So in the networking part, I can say networking and the content delivery part, you can see there's one service called CloudFront. Guys, this is Route 53, but we will discuss about Route 53 in my upcoming classes. So I go to CloudFront here. Okay. So what we have to do in the CloudFront, we have to ask the CloudFront, I am looking for the URL. Can you provide me the URL? Okay, so this URL I can give to my developer so they can put in the code. That's the main thing guys we are looking for. Okay, but understand one thing guys, very important point here guys. CloudFront is only helping you to provide the URL. Okay, of what? Of your content, or I can say of your object, of your file. Okay, of your file. Okay, this is the only responsibility of the CloudFront. Because they are providing the URL, because CloudFront operating on the data center called edge location. So they are providing the URL of the edge location. Okay, and because the CloudFront has one more responsibility. Okay, because CloudFront is providing the URL of the edge location, so your data should be there. So CloudFront say, all right, whatever data we are providing to the customer via the URL, okay, this data we have to first copy, and this copy guys is called cache. But understand one thing, guys, in the CloudFront, okay, or I can say in the edge location, we don't have any facility of storage. Okay, again, I'm repeating, guys, there is no facility available in the edge location and this smaller data center of AWS where you can go manually and create the storage and upload your file directly. Okay, like if you go to AG, like Mumbai AGs. So we have an option called S3. We have option called EBS. We can manually go and create this storage and upload my data there. Okay, so I can say this is storage as a service. So storage as a service is available in the easy data center of the AWS. But this facility is not available in the edge location. Edge location only store the file and object in the storage, that's for sure, but only as a cache. And guys, understand one thing. Whenever this term come up, cache, cache is look like a storage, okay, but it is temporary in nature. Means whenever you want to store something for limited time, the timer you can set for 1 day, 2 day, 10 days. So when I say storage, it means pen drive or hard disk. It means you want to store data for years and years and years, permanent. But when I say I want a local copy or local cache, especially cache, it look like a storage, but cache means you are storing for some limit time that you can control for sure. You can store for 1 day or 10 days or 180 days, depend on the limit maximum limit they have provided to you. But it is for limited days. Okay, most probably maybe 1 day. Okay, so as location say, I can provide you storage to store your files, images, videos in my storage, but this storage is not the actual main storage like EBS S3. This storage is only for cache storage. Whenever guys this cache word come up anywhere, maybe in your operating system, we have cache in hard disk, we have a cache in your in your RAM, multiple different caches we have, right? So whenever this cache word come up, it means data is permanent stored, but for limited time. And at this limited time, we can change, we can increase or decrease. But by saying this limit time is known as TTL, time to live. Means you have to decide the lived live time of the object of the file. This is called TTL. Okay, so guys, whenever this term come up, cache, okay, multiple different concepts also have this word called cache. So whenever the cache word come up, you always heard heard this term called TTL. Means time to live. And normally this is this time is tunable. Tunable. When I say tunable, it means you can increase, you can decrease, whatever you want to do. I can say 1 days or 10 days, 20 days, depend upon requirement to requirement. Okay, so what I'm talking about, okay, your AGs, your main data center or region, they are actually providing storage as a service by ABS or by S3 or maybe some other services they also have. But as location is also a data center, they don't have storage as a service facility. They have a facility called cache as a service. Look like a storage, but there's not a good way, is not good, right term to use here. We don't use the term called storage, we always use a term called cache. Or because it's a cache, so we can control, we can tune it how much time you want to live this data or leave this data there. That's tunable. Now because it means it is cache, so whenever guys you have the cache, you should have the main storage from where we have to pick the data. Okay, so if you say your edge location has to cache something, store something for some time, but from where this data come from, this image come from, this file come from, so let's say this coming from here. Or where they're located, right? So guys, this will be come from storage as a service. So technically, you as say we can cache the data, but you have to tell me from where I have to pick the main file. Or main file would be say somewhere, right, in the actual storage. Or guys, in the AWS, the one of the main actual storage is S3. There's one, there might be some more where they can pick the files and images or videos from, but typically S3. Okay, so I can see in this diagram S3 would be my origin. My origin. Okay, so technically, if you go to CloudFront, they always ask you, they say My responsibility, my service is to cache your files or objects. But you have to tell me what is the origin from where I have to pick the storage or pick the file and the objects. Most probably is S3. That there will be other, but normally S3. Okay, this is one thing. So in this guys complete architect or diagram, S3 or where I can say you put your file image and objects are known as the origin. So in our case, guys, in our case, if I go to our diagram here, in our case, our image or object we have stored actually where in the S3. So in the Mumbai data center, in the Mumbai region, we have put our images here. So this bucket of S3, a web server LW, we have keep this image. Okay, so I can say my image is stored in storage as a service, this called S3, and by chance because they store in Mumbai, so I can say in my Mumbai region of S3 we store this image, or because S3 it is a storage service, means it's permanent. But we don't want to use S3. Okay, but we have to use S3 again, guys. I'm repeating, guys. I don't want to provide the URL of S3 to my web developers, but we have to use S3 because S3 is one of the way where we can store our data permanent or persistent. So S3 can be my origin. S3 can be my origin. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, because edge location say we don't have any storage, so you have to provide some origin. And origin always or normally your some kind of permanent storage means storage as a service. Okay, so guys, that's what, guys, I just want to conclude here, because a lot of guys think we have to directly upload the image and videos directly to the edge location. So we don't have any facility available in AWS. Technically you don't have any way right now. If you go, if you go to AWS cloud, so we have a capability to change the region, we have a capability to change the data center here. But there is no option available here in AWS portal to change the edge locations, because we don't have any way to directly use the edge location of the AWS. Edge location is one of the internal facility provided by AWS, guys, on the fly or dynamically, or I can say with the help of some intelligence. So as a customer or as a tenant of the AWS, we don't have to worry about how they are providing the edge location and where they create the edge location and how they're saving the things there. They say they are giving you, and you can see the difference also by accessing the sites. Okay, this is the one thing. So that is the reason, guys, our final diagram would be like this. The setup that I'm going to do right now, okay, it will be something like this. So we have one EC2 instance. Okay, and this EC2 instance are running with some EBS volume, and in the EBS volume we have the code. Okay, so over here, 1 minute. I don't like this. They always disconnect after some time. Okay. So guys, give me 1 minute. I just want to again show you this architecture. Otherwise, guys, this very common question being asked, why we have to now use S3. We have to use S3. Okay, but right now this is my EC2 instance running in the Mumbai. And obviously, guys, because EC2 running in the Mumbai, so but obvious EBS also come from Mumbai. And I use EBS just to store the code. So guys, if you remember in my last class, I have attached one hard disk that's called XVDF. And this hard disk is be mounted to a folder called where WSTML. And this is a folder where I keep my code. So my code is in the EBS. Okay, but inside this code, we have some images. This images is come from S3, again from Mumbai. So technically, I can say all of my static objects or files, I can say images here in this example. Okay, again, come from Mumbai and S3. So this entire setup, guys, is if I put this guy into the box, is come from Mumbai. Okay, Mumbai. Now we know the challenge, guys. I don't want to again discuss multiple times. Now I have to tell my Amazon and say, Amazon, you have one more service that's called CloudFront. And CloudFront is a one service until they're using the edge location, means the data centers or AWS. And edge location don't have any storage. And without the storage, we can't store our data permanent. Or because this is the company's images, obviously I want my image to be stored permanent for every for forever. So CloudFront say, store your main image and videos somewhere in the S3, and then make S3 as the origin of the image, and then come to me as a CloudFront and say some of the file in the S3 I would like to distribute across the world. I would like to deliver to the entire world with the less latency and the high speed and security. So that part of the image, maybe you have hundreds of images, but you have might have only one single image that you want to deliver to the entire world. So just do one thing, come to the CloudFront and say, just go to S3. In S3 we have one folder called bucket. Inside this bucket you have 1 or 200 file maybe. We have one image and files here. Pick this file from the S3, store in the edge location where in the cache services, and from there deliver to the entire world with the help of CDN. CDN is a concept. Who will provide CDN? The CloudFront. Because this is the one, guys, this is the architect we are going to set up in a minute. Okay, so whatever guys you see in the left side, Mumbai, this part is already done by us in my last class. So today, guys, my plan is to set up this part. So how can we configure the CloudFront and tell the CloudFront where is your origin? Okay, this is one thing we can do. And one more thing, guys, whatever you set up in the CloudFront, we are setting up only for one purpose, to distributing the content. So this concept, guys, is known as distribution. So what we have to do, we have to go to CloudFront and say, CloudFront, we are like to set up one more distribution for this origin and for this image. And that's what, guys, we have to do here. So guys, let me show you how we can set up the distribution on the top of CloudFront. Okay, so let me show you here. So for this, I'm going to CloudFront again. Go to CloudFront. Where is my this page? So let me again go to services. And guys, as soon as you landed to this page, maybe I'm sorry, maybe in your case you might see nothing is there, but in my for some of my few last classes I have created 4 distribution here. 1 2 3 4 is it's not important for us today. But in my case I already have 4 distribution here. Okay, but my plan is to create one more CloudFront distribution here. That's what, guys, I'm talking about here. So in the CloudFront, what I want to do, you have to create a distribution. Okay, and understand one thing, guys, CloudFront is not a per AG services. This is not per region services. Okay, it is a global service. So that is a reason, guys, if you see in the top, they can say it's global, and all the region name is grayed out. Okay, because there's no meaning to set the CloudFront per region. CloudFront main motto is what? CloudFront main motto is anybody in the globally they want to access with quicker speed, they can have to use CloudFront. So CloudFront, guys, is always a global service, and that makes sense, right? Because I want anybody in the global world can use the CloudFront and quickly access my objects. Okay, so the first step, guys, for the CloudFront. Now, guys, from here, multiple time I explain the concept with multiple angles. Now, main topic start from here. So I'm going to set up the CloudFront. So first thing is you have to first click on the create distribution. Okay. So So first click on the create distribution. And guys, this is one more concept maybe a lot of guys might interested on. I don't think so guys in our training of CSA, because right now we are doing AWS CSA training, and we also touching some of the part of developer on, and after some days we will dedicate talk on the AWS developer track also. But none of the training guys as such cover real time streaming. Real time streaming. So normally if you go to some kind of data engineering part of AWS, some specialized program, then we have a topic called real time streaming. But even though I will touch some of the part of real time streaming in my upcoming classes. So anybody has any questions related to real time streaming, like that you see in the Netflix, something like this? I will discuss some of the those concepts also in my upcoming classes. So for the real time streaming, if you want to get a speed on the real time also, there also you can use the CloudFront. Okay, but I'm not discussing today, guys. For this, I have to set some more base here for you. Okay, so in my upcoming classes, I will talk about this concept. Okay, so CloudFront has a facility of RTMP. It's a real time. Nowadays, guys, this service is going to be expired soon. Okay, why? There's some reason of Adobe, because they are using some kind of Adobe Media Player, and Adobe Media Player is also expanding their services. So there's a different point, but we have other way also to use a real time streaming. Okay, how? We will discuss in my upcoming classes. Okay, so I'm not talking about RTMP, even though they are going to be discontinued. But if you have anybody are interested to talk about or to see about real time streaming, we will discuss in my upcoming classes. Right now our intention is to only one thing. Okay, what? To speed up the distribution of static content. Let's forget about dynamic. We'll also discuss, guys, about the dynamic also, especially when I talk about the real time streaming. That time I will talk more about the dynamic content. Okay, okay, but right now I would like to discuss only about if you want to distribute your website of static content like images or videos or PDF files, then we have to use a delivery method called web. Web. Okay. So that's what, guys, we are looking for. So our requirement is very simple. We have to deliver this static image very quickly to the customer. So for this, in the CloudFront, we have option called web as the CDN method or delivery method. Okay, just click here. Okay. Now here they talk about, can you tell me the origin domain name? Okay, what I mean by this here. Can you hold for a second, please, again? So what I mean by origin domain name here. Okay, so guys, again, same thing. Okay, your CloudFront say, where's my diagram? Okay. Your CloudFront say, I don't have my local storage. I don't have my local storage. Okay, can you tell me where is your permanent storage? Okay, or can you tell me the origin location? Okay, so in my case, guys, my origin location is S3, and guys, in the S3 they work per bucket. So we have the bucket, and this bucket we have the file. So if I quickly open my S3 one more time over here, 1 minute, where it is. Okay, so this is the bucket we have. Okay, why we use the bucket? I told you, guys, if you click on the bucket, if you notice on the top, okay, automatically it will create one new URL for you. Even though if you see here, okay, all right, whenever you create a bucket, they will create one in the bucket name come in the 1 minute in this URL. Okay, so bucket name, guys, that's the reason, guys, I told you in my S3 classes we have to give a unique bucket name per region. Because bucket name come in the URL, or I can say bucket name come in the domain name. Okay, so technically what CloudFront is asking you, or CloudFront asking us that can you please give me the origin domain name. According to S3, S3 is my origin, and in the S3 the domain is what? Your bucket name. So here the domain is exactly equals to the bucket name. Okay, so in this place here, the origin is S3 and domain name is your bucket in the S3. Okay, and I told you guys there's instead of S3 we have other way also. We can put the data and we can pick from there. In my upcoming class I will talk about if you want, but S3 is very commonly used origin, but we have other service also we can use here. Okay, and this we will discuss in my upcoming classes in some of the examples. So if you guys hit enter, what do you see? Automatically come up, right? They say in Amazon we automatic figure out you have these much buckets. One minute. These much buckets, which bucket you want to use. So in my case, guy, I would have to use this bucket, this one, web server bucket. So all the bucket that you have in your account, they come up here. So let me pick this bucket. Why this bucket? Why this bucket? Because obviously my image is located in this bucket only. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, in this bucket only. So there's the guys only thing you have to give here. Okay, so what you have to tell to your CloudFront, you tell your CloudFront, one minute, your origin is S3, and S3, this is the bucket and the domain name you have where you can pick the file from. Okay, now what is origin path? Maybe in some of the example I will discuss with you. As a guys, there's lots of things we can change here in the terms of security. Okay, so when I go for guys topic called rule, so there's one topic we had already started called IAM. Very basic level I have explained you guys what is IAM, but there's a lot of those things in the IAM we'll discuss. One of the topic is called rule, one of the topic called policy creation. So when I go for more advanced in the security in AWS, in this training I will discuss this topic, and after I discuss this topic from very basics to all the advanced, I will come back to this page again, and here I will explain you how you can secure your bucket and seal your bucket with the role concepts, right? So guys, right now I'm skipping this topic. Whenever I explain those topic there, I come to this page again. So guys, my plan not today is to explain you about security of the CloudFront, but we'll discuss in upcoming classes. So only thing you have to mention over here is your bucket name or your domain name. Okay, so let me update here. Okay, let me go down. Again, there's lots of things guys over here. Don't worry, most of the things we will touch in my upcoming classes about the CloudFront. Most of the things, not all everything, because some of the concept here requires some more advanced knowledge of security, so we won't touch here, but yeah, most of the things we will touch in my upcoming classes. Okay, it's streaming other things also, assigned URL also we might touch, right? But right now what we have to do, that's all guys. That's the only thing you have to do. Nothing special, everything is pre-created. You don't have to do anything. You have to just click on the distribution. Only thing, just you have to enable the state. By default is enabled, but by chance disable, just enable it. That's the only thing you do. And then one of the interesting thing what what they do for you, as soon as I click on the create distribution, okay, you know what they're doing behind the scene. Right, if you notice guys here, let me refresh this page. If you notice here, this is in progress. It takes some minute to deploy it. So what are meaning of this line? Let me explain you what is meaning of this line. The meaning of this line is, okay, Amazon is behind the scene updating all of their edge locations. So they have some around 250 plus edge location across the world. Edge location, and they say now every edge location will going to maintain one more cache of some origin. And by chance this origin come from S3 from this location. This is the location of S3, and this is the name of the bucket, or I can say the domain name of the S3. So any object come from this domain. Okay, by chance in this in this bucket, or I can say domain, is same thing here in the S3. We have one single object, but maybe you have hundreds of objects. But we can also restrict, guys. If you don't want to create a cache of all the images, we can also restrict, how we will see in the upcoming classes. But here, what we have mentioned, any image, any video, any objects come from this bucket or from this domain. Okay, from this domain, okay, of this origin, we have to create the cache. And we have to create the cache at the edge location. Okay, now from onward, because now we have a local copy here in the edge, so edge will provide a unique URL to us. This URL we provide to our customer directly, or we provide this URL to our developer, and developer will update this URL over here. The way I explained to you. Okay, and where you find this URL, you can find this URL over here. So we go to CloudFront, and if you see here, one more new URL they provided to you. Again, this URL now is the new URL. Now you don't have to open your website like this. Now, if you want to open your website, or I can say not website, okay, if I want to be specific here, now you don't have to. Where's my this diagram? One minute, let me click one more photo of this. Now, from onward, anybody who want to open this this image, we don't have to use this URL, because this is the one URL of Mumbai, right? Only. Instead of this URL, we will provide a new URL. Which one? This one. This one. This URL contained my image. And this URL guys belong to CloudFront. And CloudFront give you the URL of your edge location. And because CloudFront give the edge location, and the beautiful part of this URL is, the beautiful part of this URL is, okay, this URL is actually belongs to all the edge locations. So right now, let's say I have 250 edge location. I told you in my last customer, 250 data center we have. So this URL belongs to all the edge locations. So guys, that's what they are doing here. So if you see here, what they're doing, they are in the progress. It means they're updating to all the 250 edge location, and say now you will have one more new URL come up. Okay, so update in your local database, typically known as local DNS, that this URL belongs to you. And any of my nearby customer come to you, for example, Russia customer come to your edge location with this URL, it means they're talking about this origin. Come to this origin, how? Because you are the edge location, this is the AG. So what is the network connection we have of Amazon private network? We use this network connection to come to this AG. Okay, so technically, guys, I'm trying to explain you the internal architect, how they're working behind the scene. So if you understand this part, if you don't understand this part, that's very much okay, right? Technically, I may say you don't have to worry so much. Everything I have done for you, you have to just only create the distribution, and creating distribution is so simple. Okay, it takes some minute. Maybe nowadays they are very quicker, so they deploy it. Maybe if you go some month back or year back, they take somewhere 10 to 15 minutes to deploy. But now they enhance their they enhance their setup, so now they have very quicker. So this is been deployed. Because they have deployed, it means now if anybody want to use my image, either they come to S3, that's okay. Okay, or they come to this URL. They come to this URL. Let me show you guys. So if I copy this URL, okay, and if I open this URL, and guys, before I copy, let me show you one more interesting thing. Before I run this URL, okay, and let me go inside this distribution. Okay, so this is the one of the distribution we have created. They give some random name, but this is one of the distribution we have created. Okay, means this distribution has this URL, and this is this is the same URL I'm talking about, the intelligent one. So anybody who come to this URL, we send this guy internally, right, to this origin, to this. Okay, and first time when they hit, we go to S3, pick the data and store in my local cache, my local cache. Okay, and now from onward, now any other customer from the same edge location come to access the same image or same object, we will give the image from the local cache. And guys, this is one more term here for this, right? So it is something like this. First time any user who use this new URL come to my this edge of my, let's say the one of the edge of US, right? United States. And when first time they come up, we go to real origin like S3, pick the image, come back, create a local copy called cache and give this guy. And this concept is known as miss. Okay, because when the first time customer come up, obviously I don't have that image, right? It means I miss it. Miss. Then I go to origin, get the copy, store here, and give to the client. Same client or maybe any other client to the nearby location again come to same edge, or because I have the local copy, so I don't have to go to the origin again. It will save our time. That's what we want, right? Okay, this concept is called hit. It means it is a one kind of I can say measurement. So if you want to check how much time you are providing information from your caches, okay, it means more hit you are getting, it means you are delivering the content image from the cache. It means your customer are getting those content very high speed. But if you see more and more misses happening, it means you don't have the content in the caches. Why? Because they maybe have hundreds or thousand images every time the customer asking for different image. So they would always go to origin and get the data. Or maybe you have very less TTL, time to life. Maybe you say because TTL is a concern I already explained you. So life of your cache is 1 second. So every 1 second you delete the caches. So again they to go to origin again and again. Okay. So when I go for my real time streaming, I will talk more about the TTL that time, because if you want to achieve the real time, you have to decrease the TTL. But normally in the static files, we have to make the TTL 1 day, 2 day, depend upon company to company, business to business. If you think in your business, your first image, your logo image, this image will, the same image will be there for 10 days always. So just make your TTL time or time to live time or time alive time of this image for 10 days. So it's vary from company to company, website to website, and image to image, and video to videos also. Okay, but right now we are talking more about the static files. So normally in the static file we keep the detail maybe 1 day or 2 day, depends upon you. Depend on you. But one more vocabulary I just want to tell you is miss and the hit. Miss means we don't have the data in the caches, we have to go to origin. Little bit it get more time, but only for first. After they create a copy, and after they get a copy, my local customer always get from the copy. It's called hit. More and more hit is good most of the times. Okay, so you can see this measurement, and by chance, the guys, this measurement is called metrics. So this metrics you can see, metrics of hit, metrics of miss, miss or hit. You can see, and how can you see from here? So every distribution. So right now I'm into this distribution again. I repeat. So this is the my distribution. This is my new URL. This is called intelligent URL of edge location, or I can say the URL of CloudFront distribution. So if you click over here, okay, and over here you can see a concept of report and analytics. And here you can see the report of the cache statistics. Or I can say here I can see the total number of hits and miss we are happening. Okay, or here we can see the metrics of hit and misses. Okay, we click here. Okay, and here they give the report. Okay, so by chance I'm not looking for all web distribution. I am looking for the distribution called this one. This I created today. I select and let me update. And what you see here, okay, from 11 to 24, because by chance 20 is 24, you can see the date time. So between these 3 or 4 days, okay, 3 or 4 days, okay, in this URL, it's called web distribution. You can use the word called URL that I keep on using here, URL, or we can use one more term here called web distribution. So till now, from the day is created, or I can say for last 3 days, last 3 or 4 days, right? If I update, I don't have, oh, great, 14 requests guys come up. Okay, 14 guys has requested me. You know why 14 guys? Because this new URL I created, but some of the guys over here, I don't know, because they might have used this URL to connect me. Okay, so some of over here, they try to open this page, and I think they have get this website and the pages. Okay, or my image maybe. Okay, so 14 different guys, or maybe same guys, technically 14 times this URL has been hit. Which URL? This one. This URL has been hit. Okay, and out of 14, if you go down, the total miss we have is one. So 7.14% time we miss. This is good, right? It means only 7% time they might not get the data in the cache. So they have to go to origin. But remaining 93% time, they get the data in the origin. They get the data in the cache memory, or they get the not cache memory. They get the data in the cache. Right? This is good, right? And because this is only 14 dice, but more and more you hit from the same image, you can see your percentage of the miss going to decrease, because 1,000 time you hit the same URL, same URL. Okay, 1,000 hit the same URL. Only first time you won't get the data, that's miss. Otherwise, all the 990 times, guys, you get the data from the local caches. That's a good thing, guys. So only because just in 14 requests, or maybe let me update one more time. Somebody also tried this 16 times, guys. So 16 times somebody has hit this URL, and after 16, only one time is, because we have only one single image, one single image, and all the 94% time we get the hit. Hit is good sometime, and most of the time I can say. Okay, and these are some of the information on 24th today. This is the information we have. Okay, this is some of the report we get from here. Okay, but let me do one thing, guys. Here, let me try for myself also. And what I'm going to do here, let me again go to my distribution. Distribution, and guys, I'm giving this URL to you. I suggest, guys, just try to hit this URL. So let me copy this URL and posting in your one of your Google document. You can pick from here, or you can take from here. And I suggest, guys, if you can try this URL like this and open the page vimal.jpg. JPG. Enter. WordPad. Authorized header is malformed. I think I missed somewhere something. Okay. One more, guys. I think I picked some wrong. Oh, sorry. This one, guys. So this is the guy's origin, right? We have. So this is the one of the URL I am picking here. So let me update here. Okay. So what do we have to do? Just type this. Sorry. Type this, and then vimal.jpg. And I understand one thing is so interesting, right? If you again try to relate here, the image come up, guys. Okay, first time maybe they become slow, but next time if you refresh, guys, if you refresh, so quick. See here, so quick. May they be coming from my local browser caches, but they are comparatively very quick. Okay, so right now, guys, this technically this image is located in the Mumbai data center, but anybody in the world, whatever distance they are from the Mumbai, they have from the Mumbai, and however far they are, right? The speed of accessing this particular image is same, or maybe this particular video or PDF file is same. Very quickly they will get it, and they don't have to come to Mumbai again because they are, because of this URL. This URL is so intelligent. They always connect. They automatic because of this URL. This URL automatic find out your nearest data center. Okay, they automatically find out the beauty of this URL. They automatically find out the nearest data center of the CloudFront. That's called edge location. So in the Australia, they might find Sydney or somewhere else. They connect to your edge location, and edge location is the one who give the this image to you from the local caches. If they have, they give you. It's called hit. And if they don't have, they go to Mumbai, pick from there, again copy it and give to you. But if they go to Mumbai, it means it's a miss. So normally for one image, normally we have only one miss for this edge, for this edge data center. Okay, something like this. So I suggest, guys, if you can try this URL, then I can show you one report here. Okay, so just take this URL here, okay, and try it. Or I can put in some of your Q&A here. 1 minute. I am putting in your Q&A also, so you can pick this URL in the Q&A, and um, then you can try. Okay, so guys, please take 1 minute, guys. Please try this URL and open it. Okay, so that I will go to my CloudFront again, and again if I go to cache static, you can see a lot of number here. Hundreds of guys has accessed this URL, and you can see we have very limited miss and a lot of hit, and hit is good. Okay, so guys, please take 1 minute. Just go to this URL. Okay, and then I'll come back to this page again and show you some more options here. A lot of information, guys, you can get from here. What is this? We'll tell you in a minute. Guys, please take 1 minute, please. Okay, now I think a lot of guys has tried this. Okay, now because now this URL come up. Understand one thing, guys. If you talk about between this URL and this URL, both the URL content. If I create a diagram here one more time very quickly, if you talk about this URL, or if you talk about this URL, 1 minute. If you got this URL, okay, both the URL over here, okay, 1 minute. This URL or this URL, both the URL contain exactly same image. And now this exact same image is not then doesn't means we have to upload two times. This URL behind the scene picking the image from same location from S3. Only this difference is this URL of the CloudFront is giving you CDN facility, content delivery. They're delivering over the internet or the network to the entire world by creating the content caches. That's the only difference. Otherwise, this URL is picking the data from this storage only. So I can say this URL is the URL of the cache. This URL is the URL of the actual storage. Actual storage. Okay, this is one thing. So now what can we do? We can give this URL to my developer and say remove this line. And instead this line, use this URL. Okay. So as a developer, I go here. Let me again connect. They always disconnect. Let me refresh if they work. So what I do, nothing special. I just go to this folder, open this page, and update this URL. Update this URL. So by chance name is, I have to copy here, actually manual type here, because I don't think so they will give you proper options to type. So one more guys, let me very quickly type this. Okay, it's D47. Also please help me if I did any do any spelling mistake here. D7 PHO dot cloudfront dot net. That's all. So D47RDK43D7PHO dot cloudfront dot net. So if you notice guys, now everything is same. There is no change. My entire code is same. Entire code is same. Okay. Now anybody hit my this URL again, they can get the page. Same URL, same issued instance, same issued IP address, same web page or website. But this image, only this part, or this video, this image, or this PDF, only this part of my code coming from the CloudFront. So anybody who open this website in US, okay, the entire code come from Mumbai. We can also guys put the code also in CloudFront. How to put the code in the CloudFront? Same way. Okay, but sometimes code is dynamic, so I would like to take this topic when I go for some dynamic CloudFront topic. Okay, but you can put the code also, because code is also data, right? Okay, but right now this IP is issued to IP, and this issued in Mumbai, and this page also in the Mumbai. So by chance this code come from Mumbai. When the code we have the URL, we don't have the image, we have only URL, and this URL is the CloudFront. Or because this URL is a CloudFront, so your browser will automatic internally figure out which is the nearest edge location, and for this image they go to nearest edge location and pick the image from the edge location. So this will be very quicker. So anybody in the world can see this website. The downloading or accessing the image speed will be somehow same. They are exactly, I can say they are the same. Okay. And now if I go to CloudFront and if I show you some more option here of report and analysis here. Okay. Again, update this guy. So what you will see, 1 minute. What you see guys, now we have, oh my God. So there is a huge request come up. 16,000K is a great request actually. Okay. And guys, if you see here, okay, out of around 9,000 requests, only 24 miss. Okay. And why we have 24 miss? Because lots of guys are accessing from maybe India. We have 4 or 5 edge location, maybe somebody from US, somebody from Australia, somebody from Singapore, from somebody from Dubai, who is attend this training maybe. Or they might use some kind of other proxy or VPN, I don't know, whatever the way you are accessing the site. But only 24 misses we have. Okay, out of 8,000 or 9,000 requests, Okay, every request is come from the caches. From the caches. That's a great thing. Okay, and if you guys want to see more thing here, if I click on the viewer, so if you want to see more reports about who is viewing or the viewer of this particular URL, I can say just click on the viewer. Okay, now from here you can see around, if I open this particular URL or the web distribution here. Okay, so around this 70% user guys over here who access this site are coming from website desktop. Okay, around 21% guys come from mobile phone. Maybe guys, most of guys are listening to me right now from the mobile phone, and you are accessing this, you access this URL from the mobile phone. So around 78% guys has accessed this URL from desktop, and this much from mobile phone. Okay, I get this information from here. Okay, plus if I go to browser, so around 75% guys over here who access this URL from the Chrome browser, around 2.39% come from Firefox and Opera and other browsers of your mobile phone. Okay, we can get this information, right? And if you talk about the operating system, so 70% over here are accessing this website from Windows and Linux, and mobile from Android, so Mac OS and iOS. Somebody over here also using Fedora. That's nice. I really appreciate if you're using Fedora. 0.12 1% accessing are from Fedora. Okay, this one. And if I try to see the location over here, okay, so these are the location of these guys. Let me pick only for this page, this particular page. Okay, so this particular UR guys are accessing mainly from India and Nepal, and a lot of guys from multiple cities who is listening to me. 98% guys access this URL from India, then Nepal, US, Netherlands, Germany, Singapore. I don't know. Somebody also listening to for me from UAE, Pakistan, UK, and France, other countries also. That's nice. Okay, and only one from Ukraine is access this URL. So this nice guys, it's a great report we can see from here. Only for this distribution I'm talking about. Or this distribution by chance only giving you one object, so I can see who is accessing this object from which country, and the percentage of also. Okay, some more thing you can also you can see, by chance I have only one single page. But if in this distribution, if you have more than one pages, or even though a lot of guys are accessing other pages also. Okay, a lot of other pages also. Okay, so a lot of guys are accessing this page. Somebody access the Munna Bhai or Vimal sir, or Vimal sir Great, or Mirzapur, something like this. Okay, so a lot of guys are accessing this page with multiple name. Obviously this page is not available there, so you guys may be getting an error called 404 error or some other error maybe. But you are getting this error pages of this one. So I can see the complete report, which all pages somebody is access over here. Okay, but obviously most of guys are accessing this page. It's called vimal.jpg. I don't know where it is. vimal.jpg, this one, or where is vimal.jpg? I don't know, somewhere jpg, somewhere here. But what, yeah, this one. Okay, so you can see the complete report of these pages. I can also figure out guys a lot of spelling mistake guys we do. These are the lot of spelling mistakes we have done here, but that's okay. This is the complete report we have, and you can see this is the page you access, right? So in total right now guys, in just in limited time or minutes, 10,000 times you access this page, and out of 10,000 this much hit we have and this much miss we have. So guys, here 25 miss we have. And why 25 miss? Because everybody's coming from different countries, right? Because you're coming from different countries, so it is but obvious you are using your edge location. And because your edge location don't have the objects, okay, so it is but obvious, it is but obvious your edge location first or miss. So total in all the total, I think around it look like technically, okay, around 25 different edge location we're using. Because you guys are from different countries or different state or country, also different edges. So around 25 edge location we are using. That is the reason why we have, in this case example, why we have 25 uh, misses here or miss here. Okay, and other reports also we can see top referrer and other things also is not right now as such important for us and users wise. For this particular web distribution, okay, they have created this kind of report. So I can't see the proper good report here because they are saying the report per day. We can also customize. There's a different point here. But we'll see guys more about report when I go for cloud watch services. We'll see more about report and monitoring and logs when I go for cloud watch topic. But we can see some report here. Right now they're showing per day, but if you go by other services, all you can see some kind of a proper report here. You can see this report, right? So in 16 we have more traffic come up, 17 goes down, something like this. And 24 report guys, they will soon they create, but you can see other historical reports also we have. Okay, so this is one thing. But guys, a lot of things you can control here now, because now you can see our data is coming from if you can see the viewer, our data is coming from our clients is coming from different countries. Now we can control the security here. If you think your content you want to deliver only for India, okay, or US or Nepal, so you can restrict. So you can do a restriction per country wise here. Right now anybody who has this URL can access my page. Either directly my page, or they anybody who has my web server web page, they access my website. Right? Okay, so anybody who has this URL, they can access my page. Okay, like this. Okay, but by chance right now I'm sitting in my city Jaipur. I'm from India right now. So it is but obvious, because this URL auto find my nearest edge location. Most probably guys, my nearest edge location might be Delhi. Might be Delhi. Okay, and it's from India. So so Amazon know this, right? This request from my browser come from India. Okay, but because Amazon know everything about, because wherever the requests come from, so they give us a one more facility in the CloudFront. So what can we do in the CloudFront? If you think your content won't be delivered to India, or your content won't be delivered to US or the Australia, you can do it. Maybe for security, or sometimes we have some kind of compliance region. What I mean by this, some of the data of your country, you are not allowed to showcase to the some of the other country, because every country has different law. So US law say this type of content of maybe some kind of content you have, this kind of content or this kind of video, this kind of images, you're not allowed to deliver to the US, or you are not allowed to deliver UAE. Okay, so you can control this thing from here very easily. How can you do this? Okay, for this, if you click here in your cloud distribution, and we have over here a page called restrictions. Okay, and by default guys, the restriction is disabled. And because we are restricting the geographical way, right, per country wise, it's called geo restriction. So by default guys, the geo restriction is disabled. Is disabled. Okay, so I just click on edit, and first of all we have to enable this. Yes. And now we have two different kind of restriction. We have whitelist or the blacklist. So guys, anybody who know anything about the restriction, this is a very common term we use. Okay, but what is whitelist and the blacklist? If you guys want something like this, let's say you want to restrict one company, one country called only one country. let's say US, okay, and other country you want to allow. So you can say US, you are blacklisted. Okay. Or if you have a requirement to only allow India and want to want to restrict all country, all other country. Now there are two choice. Either go to all country and say you are not allow, you are not allow, you are not allow, you are not allow. It's called blacklist. So it's very hard, guys, to maybe have 150 country listed here, for example. So men will go and say you are blacklist, you are blacklist. Very harder. So instead I say everyone you are blacklist. I can say India you are whitelist. So if you make India as a whitelist, it means automatic all the country we have is called blacklist. Or maybe you want to allow all the country, or two or three or five country you want to, you don't want to allow. So you can say those four, two or five country you are blacklist. So same thing, guys, but it's just way to manage, right? So what I'm talking about, if you have a requirement only to blacklist India, I click here and search for India, click and add. That's all. Now, because India is blacklisted, it means any request come from India for this particular distribution, they won't allow us. But apart from India, because India is only the blacklist, apart from India, any other country want to access this URL, they can access. So let me show you guys one more time, right? This is the URL, guys. I accessed, right? Where is this URL? Yeah, this one. So last time, guys, I accessed this URL. It's all working. But right now, guys, I am sitting in India, and if I try to access this URL again, this error come up. Error. And the error is 404. 404 means if the error come 404, it means this image is not located. But guys, this time error is 403. 403 error means something related to security. And security say, according to CloudFront, they are blocking your country. Because I blocked for this cloud distribution for India. But yeah, anybody here from different country, if you guys try to access, you can access it. Okay, maybe how can I check? Maybe if I go to my report page here, okay, maybe viewer page here or some other pages here. So if you keep on accessing, you can see other companies, or you can see per minute or other things also. Okay, harder for right now, but if you keep on doing, you can see India number of requests won't increase, but other countries requests will keep on increasing. We can see in this way also. Okay, but yeah, other countries, I don't know, you guys are listening to me from other countries, if you can access this URL, and maybe some guys also posted here, they say yes, we can able to access it. Okay, that's what mean here. Okay, but if I do a reverse way, if I again go to my distribution and say now I would like to restrict all the countries in the world, I would like to only deliver my content to India. I just make India whitelist. It means all the country in the world become blacklisted, and only whitelist means allowed country would be India for this distribution. It's like just reverse, you can think. Okay, now anybody from India try to access this URL, they can access. Okay, but apart from India, any other guys want to connect this page, same URL, you will get this error. Let me refresh. In my case, again I get it. So you can guys uh, see in this. So because guys, Amazon has a complete visibility. They now you are asking Amazon to deliver your content. So they have given this option now, because they say, because we have the ads per countries, so we know exactly where this client located. So I restrict the client per country wise. Okay, per country wise. Okay, like this we have most of lots of options here: behavior, error pages, group origin. Some of the topic, guys, I will discuss. I'm not saying this topic is completed today, But again, my tomorrow class, I won't continue with this topic because for understanding this topic, you should know some more concepts before we come to these topic. Okay, maybe behavior other topics. So whenever I'm upcoming class, this somewhere we're gonna touch this topic, explaining the basics. I will come back to this page again, and then I explain you some more concepts over here. Over here. Okay, one thing I just want to tell you, if you want to see here, if I click here on the origin, on the origin, this is the origin we have created S3. Click here, and if you go to edit, okay, edit, and first of all, you can change your domain name or the S3. This is the different point. Okay, but I would like to go here, I believe, on the behavior. If you go to behavior, click and click on the edit. What you will find here, you will find here, where this option go, 1 minute, it should be here. 1 minute. One option I just wanted to tell you. Error, no, I think maybe in general. Maybe in general, I think they might be. 1 minute. Guys, can you hold for a second? I think this option will be here. Technically, you know what I'm trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you option of TTL. It should be here, right? TTL. Not here, not here, not here, not here. TTL. They give the option. Can you able to see the options TTL? Nothing special, they already set, but I just wanted to show you they have option here. So that if you want to change the TTL, you can see. 1 minute. It should be here. I think I missed. And 1 minute. Let me check again. Maybe mostly they come on the general, and in the general, I don't know where it goes. Okay, but you can see the option here. Maybe I missed some of the link here. Just go and find by yourself. Just wanted to tell you we have option. Option. 1 minute. Let me try very quickly. Nothing special, but if you want to change the cache timing, if you want, one more time, let me very quickly check. Not here. Maybe here. And the cache, they look like. 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me check very quickly. Yeah, here it is. I don't. The option was there. They keep on changing the the location here. Maybe it look like obviously it come in the policy, but this option here. So here, guys, the topic I'm talking about, TTL. So by default, TTL time is called time to live. Default is this much second, 86400. 8460 is 84. So 86400 second. It is means it is 1 day. Okay. So whatever image you put in the cache memory of AWS Edge location, they keep those cache for 1 day. After 1 day, they remove automatically. And after they remove automatically, whenever the next customer come up for this URL, okay, they won't find in the edge. They won't find in the edge cache. Okay, then this is called again miss. So again they go to origin, pick the image over there, again create a copy and start giving to the local customers. Okay, why is beneficial for us? Right? Because maybe you have a requirement, right? Maybe every day your company change the logo, or every day change the front image. So you don't want to serve your customer the older image forever. Okay, so depend guys, if you think your images keep on changing for every day or every 7 days, accordingly you adjust the time. Accordingly you adjust the time. So we can find the options here to edit, and after edit you can change the time. But guys, don't worry about the TTL. I will talk more about the TTL when I go for real time streaming, because then real time streaming we have to decrease this time for some second. Okay, so lesser your time you have, better you can get the real time stream. But we'll guys discuss about this topic in my upcoming class. So I just want to tell you the concept that I explain you about the TTL would be located here. Would be located here. Okay, this is the one thing. Okay, and last thing, again, not so much important right now, but last thing, last thing over here, guys, what is Lambda Edge? We will discuss in the Lambda topic, very important topic, and the serverless topic we will discuss about Lambda. Okay, and so one last thing, sorry, here about this one. Okay, normally, guys, let's say we have a cache of 1 day. Okay, what I mean by this, what I mean by this. So this is S3 in Mumbai, and this is a very common requirement sometimes we have. And now we uh, put the image vimal.jpg here. Okay, and this is my final customer of my website. Open the website from the Chrome browser. They never come to Mumbai. They always hit to the edge location. So they always hit to edge location from where they get this image. This from the URL of the edge. Which URL? This URL. The URL of the CloudFront, or I can say this is URL of the edge. They get the image from there. Okay, and in the edge they get the image from the local cache. Of and this guys, this image is actually coming initially from this S3 or this image or this origin. Okay, okay. So now what I'm talking about here is after after you upload the image here or transfer the image here, because the TTL of this image is 1 day. By default that we can increase or decrease. But let's say you set the TTL of this image of 1 day. 1 day. Okay, it means this image will be keep in the edge for 1 day. So any customer come to this edge, they will always get the image from the local caches. But maybe guys, suddenly company has a requirement come up, or suddenly they have one more campaign they launch. Maybe after they create the cache, after 2 hours or 3 hours, they launch a new campaign and they wanted to change this image. They want to change the theme and the logo, all this image. Okay, so you know what happened, guys? Because in all of my edge location, initially my TTL was 1 day. Okay, they create the cache for 1 day. After 1 day, they come to us. After 1 day, they come to us. What are the new image I updated here, logo updated here? They will get it, and they will serve the new image to the customer. But maybe company has a requirement. They say no, because suddenly we have to launch this campaign. Suddenly we have to do some kind of announcement, something like this. Okay, we have to give this announcement right now. Maybe this is for some kind of critical announcement. The challenge we have, guys, because this image has already been cached to all of my edges by the help of CloudFront. So company has to wait for one complete day. After complete day, this cache removed, they come back to us. They will pick the new image and then will serve to the customer. But in this critical situation, they have some kind of very critical announcement. We can't wait for 1 day. Okay. So for this, guys, Amazon has given a facility. If you want to destroy or clean your caches whenever you want to do, you can do it. So you don't have to wait for 1 day. Whenever you want to clear your caches, you can do it. You can do it. And when I say clean and clear the caches, it means remove the image from here. And if you remove the cache from here, or remove the clean the data or the content from here, obviously after clean, as soon as the next customer come up, because we don't have the caches, the customer obviously the edge location will obviously have to go to S3 again get the new image, and this new image we have updated announcement, and they serve to the customer. So Amazon has given a capability, right? If you want to clear respective bucket or respective image or respective object, you can clean it or clear it. How we can do? So here guys, in your respective distribution, this is my respective distribution we have, and this distribution guys coming from S3, and S3 they're coming from bucket, and the bucket they have hundreds of images. So you want to remove all the caches of 100 images, or you want know all the 100 images same, but only one or two images has been changed. So I would like to remove the caches of this one or two images. So that guys, this concept is called invalidation. Okay, so right now we don't have any invalidation here. So invalidation object remove them from the caches. Okay, so that's what you can do. So how we can remove? Click here and then give the image name. Okay, so that if you write slash star, it means if you if you see this star means after this URL, any of the image vimal.jpg, hello.jpg, logo.jpg, any of the image, video, PDF, whatever you have, remove all the caches from all the edges in the world. Okay, this is one thing. Or no, if you say no, I don't want to remove all the images, I also want to remove this image cache. So the path of this image is slash.jpg. That's what you write here. So in this case, okay, maybe you are serving PDF or videos, hundreds of images, but only this image cache will be removed from all the edges. All the edges. So in this kind of critical requirement, we have to invalidate. It takes some second or minute, okay, because they have to go to all the 250 plus around edge location. They're sending the request and say this requirement come up, we have this image cached for this distribution and for this URL, remove the cache of this guy. Okay, understand? Remove means it's not removing the data. Actually the data is still safe, or safe I can say, in S3. But they're only removing the caches. Sorry, they're only removing the caches, means clean the caches or clear the caches. So any customer come for this URL of this image, we don't have caches, they go back, they pull the new image, whatever they have, maybe they update it as of the client. That's what we want here. They pull it. So it's now completed. Or now it's completed. Now again, guys, if you hit to this URL, okay, same data come up, same data. No difference because it's coming finally from S3. But this time, I hit to my edge location, maybe Delhi or Mumbai, from my city. Okay, and the cache is removed, so they again go back to S3, pick the data, and give back to me. So this time again miss, and again they create one more cache for TTL time, again for 1 day. So after 1 day, they remove. But if you want to remove again after 10 minutes, either you can decrease your TTL manually, or if you want to keep the TTL 1 day forever, just keep on using the TTL for 1 day. But whenever you have a requirement, you can manually also can clean the caches or remove the caches with the help of invalidation. Okay, it is something like this. And now if you go to cache statistics, okay, for this server and update, you can see more miss you will feel. So more miss here. Last time 25, now it become the 3 guys might have tried right now. It means it look like we have cleaned the caches. Okay, so guys, that's about CloudFront. Lots of things we can also discuss in the CloudFront. I keep on coming visiting this topic after we discuss about some discussion about streaming. Will do. I come back to this topic again after I do some discussion on CloudWatch. I will again come to this topic. I will explain you something about alarm monitoring and logs. And after I discuss about IAM security, I will come back to this topic again, and then I will explain you how to secure this, because right now the setup I have done is not as secure. Because if somebody has my S3 URL also, they can access my page. So if you want, for example, if in this example In this example, if I go to my S3, okay, um, okay, if I go to my S3 services, if anybody have my S3 URL, they can also access my page. But I don't want this, right? What I want, what I want, anybody who has my S3 URL can't able to access this page. Okay, so I would like to restrict S3, and only this image finally located in S3, but this image is only accessed by through only CloudFront. So how we can secure this setup? Okay, for this guys, you have to go to some concept called IAM policies and the role. So when I go back to this topic, explain there, I come back to this topic again, and I'll show you this use case, how to secure this image. Nobody can access publicly with the help of S3. They have to always go via the route and route of CloudFront. Don't worry, what I'm trying to explain you here is I'll come back to this topic more in advanced topic when I explain about the IAM. Okay. So guys, that's all for today. I have one quick homework for you. The homework is, guys, this architect that we have created over here, this architect, this one, right? So we have EC2, we have S3, we have EBS, and now we have a cloud front. So same architect, guys, you have to first create manually. How? With the help of this kind of web UI. And after you become comfortable, technical, guys, there's a lot of discussion I have done today, but technically, if you see, guys, there is nothing special. Only one thing I have to click, and everything will be internally automated. So guys, this is the world of automation. So behind the scene, Amazon has done everything for you. Okay, but I want, please do it this setup first with the help of graphical web UI. And after you become comfortable, I want do the same entire setup with the help of CLI. Means create a cloud from cloud front also from the CLI. So approach will be same. Just go to AWS and say help. Do you have any sub command available for cloud front? Let's see. Yes, we have. That's nice. Right? So AWS say we have a command line available for the cloud front. And now because you know the concept, and try to use the approach of CLI I have given to you, and try to create a cloud front distribution with the command line. But I don't do directly with the command line. First, be comfortable with the concept from the web UI. Thing is working good the way I explained to you. Then go to the command line and do the setup, guys. So this is one homework, guys. So this part I already given you in my last class. I think everybody has tried this with the CLI. Now on the top of this, just use this. So at the time of command line, they will ask you one thing: can you tell me the origin? Because origin, guys, we already created. So in this command, they will somewhere ask you, can you give me the origin name? So just pass the origin name of the S3 bucket. So command won't be big deal, guys. If you know the concept, creating the command not be the big deal. Okay. So that's all, guys, for today. Very important topic. Almost everybody, all the client who use AWS, they always use CloudFront. Very powerful service, very much dynamic service. This is right. Okay. So that's all for today, guys. See you tomorrow, same timing, 6 o'clock, and we'll see some more new services there. Okay. Any questions if you have, guys, you can ask me. And don't worry, guys. There's a lot of things we are gonna discuss uh, in the cloud front. But before this, we have to come back, keep on coming. We have to know some other service also in the future. So, guys, any question if you have asked me, what is KMS? KMS, Sankrit, Bosa, we will see in my upcoming classes when I talk about key management, right? Especially when I go for encryption, I will explain you what is KMS there. I think Prakash, CloudFront service is free, coming free tier for some limited number of accessing the pages. Okay, but I suggest I suggest if you can check your free tier of AWS and check how much, which part of CloudFront is providing the free. But very quickly, if I show you my billing report here, so by chance my account is free tier, and last couple of classes I was delivering some cloud front services. Don't worry about this bill. This bill is coming because of my other services. But if you see, guys, the cloud front is at all free. So I create multiple distribution here. Even though, let me check my bill of last month also, of September. So September month, guys, CloudFront is also free. It means, guys, creating the distribution of the CloudFront is free. Okay, attaching with some origin is free, and if you if it's hundreds of guys client to your CloudFront is again free. So technically, yes, CloudFront is free in your free tier. Okay. Yeah. Oh, do we have class tomorrow? Tomorrow we have Dasera. Oh, let me see. Let me check with my team. Right. If we have Dasera tomorrow, maybe we have, right. So we'll update you tomorrow class. Yes. Yes. CloudFront is a service, and this service is known as Content Delivery as a Service (CDN) as a service. CloudFront is a service name, and they are giving you a service for CDM. This is called CDN as a service. So, CDN means, yes, CDN Rahul means Content Delivery Network. So if yeah, if you guys, Rahul, if you're using the VPN of England, then your country name would be England, right? Because from wherever the request originate, okay, because using the proxy or using some kind of onion network, or if you're using some kind of VPN network, and if you connect to some other country, so actually request to the web page come from the England or come from US. So as per the AWS, they treat you guys, you treat you not from India, they treat you from England or treat you from UK. Right. Why can't we use object storage to install the OS? So Saswant, if you know something about partition, and if you know something of format, and the format, if you know something of inotable, so guys, if you go through my partition classes where I explain you what is inotable. Okay, so if you install any operating system, they have to update their file information in the inode table. Okay, but inode table is only located in the block storage, means your block hard disk. You can't create the inode table on the object storage. Okay, so somebody asking me why we can't install the OS on the object storage. So that is a technical reason for this. Okay, we can't create the inode table, or I can say we can't format the object storage. Okay, so that is the answer, technical answer I can say. Why can't we install OS on the top of object storage? No, I use Hadoop is not built on the top of LBM, but in my upcoming class Hadoop, we are going to use some LBM concept to show you what exactly the meaning of elasticity. Yeah, Akash, boot camp would be only for exam guys, obviously, guys. The sake offering. Let me, Nishan, let me update, check my with my team. What's the plans they have? Can we blacklist country? Himanshu, for this you have to check. Does Terraform has an option? Terraform has options to configure the CloudFront, but they have any option to provide a blacklist options, right? If not, maybe somehow we can do it by passing some parameter, but maybe they might have, right? Ansible might not be there, they might have. But if they don't have, so we know the command line, we can call the Terraform Ansible command lines. So with the command that we will create of AWS, we can call from Terraform, right? And how to call the command from Terraform and Ansible, you if you know Terraform Ansible, you know how we can do. No, I mean, Ankit, yes, if you have one bucket, so one bucket we have to only create one one distribution, means one URL. Okay, but yeah, 100 images you have, so it's pretty simple, right? It will like something like this. So it will something like this. So this is one URL for one bucket. So this image one, then the same bucket we image two, then same bucket we image three, and I don't have, but just keep on doing. Okay, so just give this URL and say the developer in the bucket, we have these are the images we have with different names. They will keep on using those images. Or maybe developers sometime is the one who manage your S3 storage. So they keep up uploading the data files and videos to S3 storage. So developer don't have to worry about much about how you're distributing finally. So tell the developer the S3 URL is this one, and these are different images. Whatever image you upload there, just use the name of that images in your code. Yes, Anupam, there's a lot of things is to fill in the CloudFront. That is important to know all them. It's depend upon Anupam requirement to requirement, right? In the CloudFront, I just talk very basic thing or minimal thing, I guess, not basic, minimal thing that are required to create a CloudFront distribution, right? But maybe in the future, when you're looking for security, then you have to add some more thing there. Okay. So when I go for security, then I'll tell you one of the use case that I haven't discussed today. Okay, I will explain you after explain the security. And to solve that security issue, I have to again come back to CloudFront, and you can see there's more a lot of options there. We can fill some options there to implement the security. That's called OI or OCI, something like this. We'll discuss there that time. No, somebody asking very interesting question here. Sanyam, you asked me. That's nice. I really appreciate the question. So he said that right now Sanyam is from Mumbai. He's sitting in the Mumbai, and by my file is there an S3 in the Mumbai in the AG of AWS. So he's asking from the Mumbai, he's accessing this URL. So this content is come from the AG of the Mumbai or come from the edge location of the Mumbai. So understand one thing, guys. Whenever you use this URL, CloudFront, they always hit the edge location. they never go to they never go to AG. Maybe you are in Mumbai. So Mumbai you have AG also. In Mumbai you have edge location also. Okay, but if you use this URL always go to I say edge location, or they will always pick from the cache. Okay, extremely great session. Thank you, Manan. How we are going to learn GCP? Are you if you are the part of Earth, I think we have GCP in the Earth. Okay, guys, I think there is no class today for IIC Rise Python. Right? There's no class for Python and IIC Rise today. Can we use EBS for the origin? Samriti, yes. Answer is yes. We can use EBS for the origin, but but I told you in my last class, we can't use EBS directly. We have to first attach the EBS to EC2 instance, and through the EC2 instance, we can create a CloudFront. I suggest you guys, if you can try by yourself, and if you don't find the proper answer, I will show you some of the demo for this in my upcoming classes. Beanstalk, Mohammed, we will discuss, is called platform as a services. So in my upcoming class, we'll talk about Beanstalk also. Any documents or book for history reference? Ajit, as such, there is no proper document the way I am delivering here, because multiple component I'm interconnecting or integrating here. So there's no as such document, I don't think so, available here. Yeah, but if you want to study per topic wise, like per CloudFront, so if you search in the market white paper for CloudFront, or right, so there are a lot of white paper available by the AWS, very interesting or good document, where you get the exact meaning or some of the concept of the CloudFront. So we can get those things. So per service wise, you can get the white papers or the document, but 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 having this kind of integration that we are doing here, I don't think so we will have. Create cache in all 250 location, because somebody, I told you in my last class, around 250 edge locations we have. Okay, so when I use CDN, my content or my image will be distributed to all the 250 around edge locations we have across the world. Only if the local people there in that country access this URL. Okay, that's the meaning of what I told you. Ansible class timing, yes, 9:15. So Ansible and Earth class will go in parallel, because Ansible is also there in the Earth, right? So your Ansible training of Earth guys and Ansible training of the public guys, open classes guys, because a lot of corporate guys also wanted to learn Ansible. So your classes time guys will be together, and both the guys will have a uh, training on the same time. Okay, so there's no meaning of recording then. How a browser know the country is pretty straightforward formula, because you are accessing, you're getting this image from your nearby edge location. Okay, and because you're getting this image from the nearby edge location, and your edge location is per country wise or per city wise, so Amazon has a visibility from which country you are accessing this image. Because you're accessing this image by your nearby edge location. But who is connecting to the nearby edge location? Then there's a different question here. It is done by the DNS, and how we will discuss in my DNS topic. Uh, so any other question? Yes, Amol. I think yesterday we have announced we are launching one more batch for official training of Red Hat Ansible. I think November first week, I believe. So Chitra, I think I have already explained you. If you delete the image from the caches, it means only they remove from the local copy or cache memory, or cache from the caches. So if you don't have the image in the caches, so again your Edge or CloudFront go back to your origin, means S3, pick the image again and give back to you. So image won't remove permanent, it come from S3 again. That's called miss. And again they create the local cache there one more time. So, can two issue instances share one common EBS volume? Manoj, technically, we can do it, but in the design perspectives, we don't allow, we don't make a good practice, right? It is something like this: can you put one pen drive to two laptops? Technically no, but some kind of way we can do it, but a lot of issues will come up in the terms of data management. So don't worry, I will discuss this part also if you want in my upcoming classes. Okay. So that's all, guys. I think there's a lot of questions over here, but some of the questions I think will be come from that will be covered in the upcoming classes, right? And some of the answer, guys, you automatic got to know when you practice this thing once about the cloud front, guys. Okay, so that's all, guys, for today. I will, guys, update you to guys tomorrow classes. If we have the Sera tomorrow, we will update you. We have a class tomorrow or not. Okay, that's all, guys. See you tomorrow and maybe next class. Bye. Take care. See you.